If you're trying to decide between carburetor, TPI, and TBI systems, look no further. In today's video, we'll explain all the key differences between these three fuel injection systems found on KTM motorcycles. If you're a true KTM fan, you've probably heard of them, but what do they really mean and how do they work? Stay tuned to find out everything you need to know. KTM is an Austrian company with a global reputation for manufacturing motorcycles. They have a long history of producing a variety of bikes, including dirt bikes, street motorcycles, and adventure motorcycles, successfully dominating these markets. Founded in 1934 by engineer Hans Trunkenpolz in Mattighofen, Austria, KTM initially started as a metalworking shop. By 1953, KTM had developed its first motorcycle, the R100. Over the decades, the company expanded its product line to include mopeds, bicycles, and radiators. They built their first sports motorcycle, the Trophy 125cc, in 1957. But enough about the history of KTM, that's not why you're here. Let's dive into the main topic and explore the differences between carburetor, TPI, and TBI systems on KTM motorcycles. First, let's start with the carburetor. Imagine it's 1997 and you've just bought a brand new KTM EXC 300. Before you even take it out for the first ride, you need to jet the carburetor and change the jets to match your local conditions. This involves considering factors like elevation and air temperature. Once you've sorted that out, you need to find a gas can, fill it with fuel, and then add oil to create the proper premix. Only after mixing it thoroughly can you pour it into the fuel tank and get ready to ride. But if you think that's where the problems end, you're mistaken. You'll often find that making a premix that's too rich can cause excessive smoke from the exhaust, which might lead to fouling your spark plug. Additionally, issues with the carburetor float not closing properly can result in fuel spilling onto the ground. The main problems with carburetors include clogged jets, which reduce fuel and airflow, causing power loss and difficulty starting the engine, especially in cold conditions. Older KTM models are known for having more issues with clogged pilot jets compared to some other brands. Carburetors do have their advantages, such as lower maintenance costs and the ability to provide high power. However, they also have significant drawbacks, including the need for periodic adjustment, difficulty adapting to high altitudes and cold temperatures, and a higher risk of fuel and air leaks. A major advantage of carburetors is that they don't rely on an oil pump, eliminating the risk of oil pump failure causing catastrophic engine damage. Additionally, carbureted motorcycles tend to be more durable, capable of running for more hours without damaging the piston or cylinder. They benefit from better lubrication and a cooler running engine. Another significant benefit is that you can control the oil-to-fuel ratio in the premix. If you're riding at a slower pace, you can use less oil, and if you're riding aggressively, you can add more oil to the premix. When it comes to the reliability of engine lubrication, a motorcycle with a carburetor is generally safer than one with a TPI system. Similarly, a TBI system with an oil pump poses the same risks as TPI. This makes carburetors our top choice for reliable lubrication. However, both TPI and TBI systems have numerous advantages over carburetors, which we will discuss later. When it comes to the riding experience, opinions among riders are divided. Some prefer the feel of a carburetor, while others enjoy the sensation of TPI. Motorcycles with carburetors are known for their strong bottom-end power and are quite enjoyable to ride in extreme conditions, providing excellent grip. However, we're talking about a bike with a perfectly tuned carburetor. If it's poorly adjusted, your motorcycle will perform poorly, sputtering, lacking power, and so on. One drawback of carburetors is that when you ride slowly for extended periods, they can accumulate excess fuel and oil. Sometimes you need to give it more throttle to clean out the engine. If you neglect this, your motorcycle can start sputtering. These issues are not a concern with TPI systems, but with the newer TBI models, this problem arises due to their similarities with carburetors. The TPI throttle body injection system initially faced numerous challenges and was difficult to develop. It required a significant amount of time and investment to refine. When first introduced in 2017, many motorcycle owners were disappointed as early maps were poor, leading to quick overheating and strange engine noises. However, everyone appreciated the raw power offered by the TPI system, which was significantly higher than carburetors, allowing the engine to rev much faster. This made it particularly appealing to fast riders. What extreme riders mostly notice is that TPI bikes have much less bottom-end power compared to carbureted motorcycles. As a result, various companies began testing additional parts and modifications, such as adding weights to the flywheel. Additionally, TPI systems are more aggressive compared to carburetors, making it much harder to find traction on slippery terrain. This is a drawback of this system. However, its advantage lies in not needing to mix fuel manually. Instead, you simply pour oil into a small reservoir, and with the help of an oil pump, your motorcycle mixes fuel for you. This has been highly appreciated by riders who no longer have to carry extra two-stroke oil in their backpacks. A significant advantage of the TPI system is that you no longer need to adjust the carburetor for different terrains. The TPI system features a pressure sensor that automatically measures the altitude and adjusts the fuel mixture accordingly. KTM TPI will always perform as if it has a perfectly tuned carburetor, which has proven to be flawless and highly effective. Of course, the TPI system is more complex, with various sensors that ensure its perfect operation. It's a well-known fact that the more technology a motorcycle has, the higher the chances something might break. That's just reality. In contrast, a carburetor is much simpler and can usually be fixed in the field. TPI systems sometimes experience issues that require repair by a skilled mechanic. However, TPI has proven to be reliable with fewer breakdowns. It's known that its pressure sensor can occasionally malfunction, but overall, it has performed well. When choosing between TPI, throttle body injection, and a carburetor, it's essential to weigh the pros and cons of each system. TPI offers sophisticated technology that automatically adjusts fuel mixture based on altitude, ensuring consistent power and efficiency across varying conditions. On the other hand, a carburetor is simpler to maintain and repair in the field, providing robustness and reliability in extreme environments. TBI, throttle body injection. When mentioned, many riders view it as a step back toward the carburetor. This perception arises because, unlike TPI, which injects fuel directly into the cylinder, TBI injects fuel into the throttle body, positioned similarly to a carburetor. We could say that the TBI system is a middle ground between the carburetor and the TPI system. Positioned where the carburetor once was, TBI offers a significant advantage for engine longevity. Before air enters the engine, it mixes with the fuel, ensuring excellent lubrication for the crankshaft and piston. This was somewhat problematic in the TPI system, where crankshaft bearings would often wear out due to insufficient lubrication. A significant advantage of the TBI system is that you now have the flexibility to use premix in the tank, while still having the option to use the system with oil pump. In terms of engine lubrication, TBI is comparable to carburetors. TBI mixes fuel with air before entering the engine, providing excellent lubrication for the crankshaft and piston. In contrast, TPI, which injects fuel directly into the cylinder, has been known to cause crankshaft bearing wear due to less effective lubrication. In terms of low-end power, TBI is similar to carburetors, offering significant bottom-end strength crucial for extreme enduro riding. However, TBI has slightly less power and high RPMs compared to TPI. Overall, TBI operates very similarly to a carburetor. The advantage of TBI is that it automatically adjusts to different terrains, eliminating the need to manually tune the jets, which is a significant benefit. My favorite is TBI, but I don't want to impose my preference on you or suggest which motorcycle is best for you. It's important to note that each bike has its pros and cons. However, TBI stands out as the best enduro motorcycle KTM has ever made. In my opinion, TBI is like a carburetor, but with the added benefit of automatic altitude adjustment. So if I ever decide to switch motorcycles, you can probably guess what my next choice will be. To clarify, if you're looking for a motorcycle that won't leave you stranded in the woods and is easy to repair, then a carburetor is the way to go. Just keep in mind that you'll need to regularly maintain and adjust the jets and carburetor. If you want a bike with a lot of power, then TPI is for you. And TBI is the choice if you want the characteristics of a carburetor with a bit less power, easy handling, and all the modern technology of TPI. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any more questions or need further information, feel free to reach out. See you next time.